Revealed, the creators of Baldur's Gate 3 have said that they won't be making another major DLC or expansion pack for it or a sequel. A zombie survival game starring Will Smith you probably didn't know existed has apparently been a huge flop. The PS5 gets a second open world samurai game, but how does this new title from the makers of Wwe compared to Ghost of Tsushima? Capcom has launched Dragon's Dogma 2 with a suite of microtransactions, promoting blowback from players who want an easy way to edit their character's appearance, and much more. Welcome to this month in game. Now I know I've missed Monday's video. That's because I was extremely busy dealing with, my upcoming book, which is coming out on, honestly, it's a lot of things. It's just coming out on a lot of things. I don't even know how I'm gonna show you how to download it. Maybe I'll just do a whole video. The next Monday video is just me slowly showing you how exactly you can download my book or where you can buy it from, because from what I've seen from the emails and stuff, it's actually coming out in USA, a lot of countries in Europe including UK, and for some reason Australia as well, physical books. And then for the ebook, it's just worldwide, just absolutely everywhere. It's a lot of websites that it's coming out on as well. In fact, on Amazon, it's coming out on 2 different ways, because Amazon's own version of the book release is also coming out at the same time, but it's gonna be exclusive to Amazon, while the other one's coming out on Amazon as well, which will be slightly more expensive, but it's gonna have a little bit more information in there as well. Anyways, I'm just rambling on, so let's get on with the video. When last year's Baldur's Gate 3 proved an unexpected success, suddenly developers Larian Studios went from an obscure developer that only hardcore playing fans had to one of the most praised studios in the world. What they would do with the new level of fame has not been clear, but most fans at least expected a DLC expansion of some sort. But instead, Larian's boss Swan Vince has announced that they're not doing a major DLC for the game, are not working on their inevitable sequel, and are abandoning the Dungeons & Dragons license in its entirety. It all suggests a major falling out with license provider Wizards, of course /Hasbro. Although Vince didn't go into any detail about his reasons for doing the surprise announcement for the ongoing GDC, which is the Game Developer Conference event in San Francisco. Over in the weird world of Will Smith, some game publishers might believe a celebrity endorsement is a surefire route to success, but that certainly hasn't been the case for Undawn. I seriously haven't heard of this game, so this is new for me as well. Developed by Lightspeed Studios, the free-to-play open-world survival game launched on mobile and PC in June last year. While it seems to have gone entirely unnoticed, the game starring Hollywood actor Will Smith, Hollywood actors in quotations right now, as a legendary survivor Trey Jones, who acts as a guide to help players navigate the world 4 years after the global disaster. Despite being endorsed by one of the most famous celebrities on the planet, that is true, it's very famous, Undawn has apparently been a major flop for publisher Tencent. Now, back to PS5. Although it's set during a different time period, the fact that Rise of Ronin is coming out in the same year as the excellent Shogun series is clearly to the game's benefit. The show is primarily an American production, but 2 of its producers are Japanese, and it has been praised for its authenticity. The same was said for 2020's PlayStation 5 exclusive Ghost of Tsushima, but the fact is that despite publisher Sony being Japanese, the game has been made by an American company based in Washington. Ghost of Tsushima was a good game, and the historical and characteral elements were accurate, but it didn't feel like something a Japanese developer would make. Japan have only limited cultural influences in terms of live action film and TV, but its importance to the video game world cannot be understated. And yet, there are very few big budget games with realistic settings that are set in Japan. Rise of the Ronin is a rare exception, and while it's an open world environment, it is heavily influenced by Western titles. The combat, mission design, and storytelling feels uniquely Japanese. The end result is a game that is less concerned with realism and simulation and more comfortable with blending historical accuracy to suit the gameplay and the whims of the developer. Me personally, I like Ghost of Tsushima, and I've only seen a few things of Rise of Ronin, and he hasn't caught me as much as it did Ghost of Tsushima. That's because it kind of looks bland. It kind of looks bland. But that's just me personally. But as I mentioned before, Dragon's Dogma, if you remember, Dragon's Dogma 2 just came out. In fact, I think it's coming out today actually, because I'm recording this on the 22nd literally, so it's gonna be coming out today. But yeah, Dragon's Dogma was first released in 2012, and the story of Arisen, a knight chosen by the world's fiercest dragon to become immortal. Although that's only immortal in the sense of never dying of old age, not a goblin stabbing you in the chest. An open world action roleplay influenced by the then Dark Souls. It was followed a year later by a standard edition Dragon's Dogma Dark Horizon. And then despite its apparent popularity, nothing else has been heard from it. Fast forward to now, till literally today, we finally have a true sequel. Even if Dragon's Dogma 2 still looks and sounds similar to the 12-year-old original, you once again at the Horizon, and as before, that means you can hire pawns, AI control minions who follow you around and fight on your behalf in imitation of human controlled co-op allies. You have one permanent pawn who earns experience alongside your Horizon. That's important because it lets you structure your team of 4 to support each other too. Too many melee fighters or mages will see you getting routed in a short order. The key to victory is diversity, with swords and axes wielding tanks acting as a barrier for sorcerers and archers to unleash hell from a distance. And finally, these are the games that came out to the point of this recording. The Mobius Machine, Expeditions, a Mud Runner game, Formstars, The Outlast Trials, Reveal as Dust Falls, Unicorn Overlord, Wwe 2K24, which I've played and is actually really good, to be fair. I recommend it a lot, which is surprising because I never ever recommend WWE games because they tend to be very stale and boring, but this one's actually decent. High Water, Star Wars, don't buy that. Limesoft, the Jerry Minter story, I've never heard of that. I don't even know what that is. Outcast, Hi-Fi Rush, LMB, Alone in the Dark, and finally Dragon's Dogma 2. Now, that was all of this month's content that basically came out. Of course, there's a lot more, but that's the thing that caught my attention and got me interested. My next video will be heavily focused on where is my book coming out. I'm gonna list everything there, and then I'm just probably gonna do a side rant, or I'm just gonna do, like motivation speech and everything. But yeah, thank you very much for supporting me on all these platforms. I know I took, I think a couple days off now because it's Friday and I haven't posted anything since Tuesday, and that was maybe a short. So I've taken 2 days off now, which is extremely rare for me this year, to be fair, and that won't happen anytime soon afterwards because everything else is just not gonna be as stressful as this week was. Hopefully. Hopefully it's not. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for supporting me on everything, on all my socials. Peace.